what today we're going to do is we're going to make a review of these bikes that we've had for a couple of months. These are electric bikes. I have mine, and Madison bought her electric bike as well. And the reason why I'm doing this review is just, you know, many times we'll buy a certain product and we wonder how good was that product over time. And about 2 or 3 months have passed on both of these bikes, and just wanted to share with you just what I felt about these two bikes, and maybe we'll get also some expressions from Madison as to how she feels about her little electric bike. So let me introduce my bike. This is a Rad Mission. It's actually a Rad Mission 1 bicycle, and this is the box that it came in. The only way you can get this bicycle is through an online buying, and it actually comes from Seattle in Oregon. And what you do is you just order it online. There's several different types of bikes that you can get, and it'll be shipped in about a week. And like I said, this is how it came. The handlebars were off, the front wheel was off, the seat was off, the pedals were not on it either. So basically the back wheel and the frame were together, and we had to assemble the rest here at home. So coming in that box, Brandon and I pulled it out and were able to just look at it and easily put it together. It wasn't very difficult at all. I think the biggest issue that I had was figuring out which way the handlebars were, so I got them right, and getting into the disc brake. As you can tell, these modern bikes have disc brakes. Now Madison's bike, they got this one at Costco. You can just go to Costco and get it off the shelf and purchase this little bicycle. This little bike is actually pretty good. I can get on it. I can ride around here in the yard, and it does well with me. It is a smaller bike, and this is the way it came in this box too. Now this is a folding bike where I'll show you right quick. It's easy to unfold. You just click this down and it drops, and you can unfold the seat, of course, also. That comes off, and supposedly it's for easy carrying. You're supposed to be able to grab it here and just walk it into your house, or you live in an apartment, you can do that with it. But actually it's heavier than it looks, and again, that's what the advertisement says. I'll show you. You can just supposed to be able to easily carry it in and take it wherever you go, or put it in the back of a car also. Very easy to put back together. As you can see, it just takes a few seconds to perhaps pull it out of the car and get everything back going so you can ride it. So there's different functions, and of course there are different types of bikes, but this bike here is a 350 watts amp motor. The motor's right here, and basically it's like a motorcycle. You can turn it on with a push button here and turn the gear, and there it goes. You see that? You can ride it like that, and it'll just carry you. It'll carry me and just go around here and ride like a motorcycle. Or also, it's got the pedal option. As you pedal, it'll take off as well, and you can feel the difference when you start pedaling. Very fun bike, easy to maneuver, has its own little bell too, and again, just on-off options on this one. Now, on this one, the Rad Mission has a few more options. Again, this is a bigger bike with a bigger motor than that one. It has a 500 watt motor here in the hub. There are no gears, it's only one single gear. As you can see, the drive. And again, just like that one, once you start pedaling, it's a pedal assist, and you can feel it take off. Now, the only difference with this one is it has options as to speeds. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 different speeds on this one, and depending on how fast you want to go, you click on the speed, push button, and it too will take off. Now the difference with this is not a folding bike, of course. It comes as a unit, and look, as you can tell, that one has a kickstand. It's standing on its own, and unfortunately this Rad Mission, it did not come with a kickstand, so you have to carry a pole around like this everywhere you go and lean it on it. Otherwise it'll fall on the ground. It's sad that an expensive bike like this doesn't come with a kickstand, but nevertheless, that's how they sell them. It's an option. You can get a kickstand. I think it's like $15, but I wanted to just try, like we say, a bare bike and see how it ran. I am very pleased with the way it runs. Again, it has many options as far as speeds goes, and it is very fast. Both of these bikes have a charger that basically plugs in This one has a plug-in right here, and there's a similar plug on this side of that bike as well. The only difference with my bike and hers, of course, on off button, but mine comes with a key. There's actually a key slot on this side that you can actually turn off the electronics and kill it completely. Purpose of that is to, again, save the battery, save the electronics from shortages. And you turn it back on and you're able to get your bike going as well. Again, this is a 500 watt motor. That one's a 350 watt motor. That one can go up to 15 miles an hour. This one can go up to 15 miles an hour, and you can travel about 15 miles on this little bike. Again, it depends. If you're pedaling with it, it'll probably take you up to 15 miles, but if you're just using the drive, it'll probably be less than that. So, you know, it does make a difference if you're pedaling or just using this option of just using it like a motorcycle, sort of say. Now on this bike, you can go up to 20 miles per hour on this little guy, and you'll feel the difference, especially when it's on high gear. There's lots of big hills out here where I live, and it'll easily go up and down those hills. And let me just show you how. I'm going to put it on a higher setting, lift it, and see the motor turn. See that? Yeah, very fun, very fun. It'll carry me around, and very enjoyable. Without the electric motor option, I would not be able to go up and down these roads on my regular bike. And I'll show you my bike here in a second. So again, it makes it fun. I've used my bike to go up and down our driveway and up to the freeway, and by the time I get back, I'm exhausted. With this bike, I can go all the way around this large block that I have here, if you know where I live. I can go around the NRS, go all the way down to the Kubota tractor store and back, and I mean, I'm just loving it. I'm having lots of fun. So that's the difference between having an electric bicycle and your traditional bicycle. Okay, like I stated earlier, I wanted to show you my old bike. Like I stated, I'm not a real biker. I don't have the shirt, I don't have the shorts, don't have the gloves, but I do like to ride bikes. I've been riding bikes since I was a kid, so this is normal for me. And this is the old bike I got. This bike I actually got as a gift from a friend. He used to work in a garbage truck, and he found this on the side of the road, and he gave it to me. And as you can tell, it's a used bike, the rusty forks, but nevertheless they work. Look at this. It doesn't have a kickstand either, so it's a light bike. This bike is aluminum, just like that one, the Rad Mission, but man, it is light, very light. I put this big bottom seat on it so it wouldn't hurt me, and it's just fun to ride, just maybe ride here in our driveway. Like I said, I've gone all the way to the highway, but man, by the time I come back, I am exhausted. But a good bike. It has gears, and the gears work. Very old bike, but still, you know, if you use them on a regular basis, they just function. Now let's turn our attention over here to the Rad Mission. The Rad Mission, compared to that bike, is a monster. This is like the weight of a forklift or a front end loader. I mean, this thing is just very, very heavy. But just for the fact that it's because of the battery. They say this weighs about 25 pounds. And the motor is close to 20 pounds. That adds another, probably about 30 pounds weight difference compared to that one. Very heavy bike. It is aluminum. I've used the magnet, and the whole frame is aluminum, except the forks. I think the forks are a little bit sturdier material because the magnet would stick to them, and that's the difference between them. But again, these are great bikes. After having them about 3 months already, both Madison and I have enjoyed using these bikes around here, going up and down the road, and they're just a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that we do with them, but I did want to share how they came packaged, because many times you wonder how good is it safe to order something like this through mail, and how hard is it to put together. And again, Brandon and I, in probably about 30 minutes, we were able to get this bike put together, and Madison and Leslie put that bike together, and it was absolutely no problem for them to get together. So again, just wanted to share and give you a review of what we thought about these bikes. They're very good, and again, I'll show you some of the details in up close view of these bikes. So thank you again for watching, and enjoy. friends, just wanted to do a follow-up video on the peaches. A lot of people are going to think that I'm obsessed with the peaches, but regardless, just wanted to show what I'm doing with them. As you can see, I have picked another batch here, and this is them after I have washed them. And I had another batch similar to this that I have already cut up. And the reason why I'm showing this, I want to show what I'm going to do to freeze them. I have already cut, like I said, half of a batch here, and I'm laying them flat. And basically what I did was I cut the peach in half, pulled the bone out, cut out any blemishes, and I'm just going to lay them flat. This is just some parchment paper, wax paper, cooking paper. And after that, I'm going to stick them in the freezer. And once they're frozen, well, then I'll stick them in a gallon-size freezer bags. And that way I can have some peaches during the fall into the winter. We know that the season goes by really quick, and we don't ever want to waste them. As you can see, there in the sink, it's the bones that I've cut out and some of the blemishes that I cut off. And I'm also going to try to save some of these bones, the seeds, to see if I can plant some more trees and maybe have the same quality of trees like the one that is producing these peaches. So again, just a short follow-up on it, and just showing you a little bit of the process of how it's done. Why don't I just cut one out just to show you how simple it is. And it doesn't take hardly anything to do, and time. It's very simple and fast. And here's a nice looking peach, not very many blemishes. So basically what I do is I just cut it in half, and I have split them open. See it? Beautiful meat in the middle, just beautiful meat. I try to get some of this red stuff out, and scrape it a little bit, scrape it a little bit. And there. And usually this bone will pop right out like that. There it goes. Scrape it. Scrape it. Scrape it. Oh, a little bit on the floor. Anyways, there we are. Look at there. Cleaned it out, and I can now come here, put it on the tray. And yes, I can do it back. And what I'll do, I'll take it out to the freezer, freeze them, and they, from what I've read, is that they'll freeze solid, and then that way you can just put them in a freezer bag, and it won't be just one big old piece of fruit that's frozen together. You know, if you cut it in many slices, it'll be pieces where you can break off one another once they're frozen, and be able to use whatever you need instead of just having to thaw out the whole big gallon-sized bag. So let's take them outside, and we'll put them in the freezer. I'll show you how I even prepared the freezer too for this situation. So let's follow the peaches. Let's follow the peaches. Let's follow the peaches. Open the door. Today is one of the hottest days of the year. It's reached 100 degrees already today. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna put them in the freezer. And what I would do, I have my automatic freezer open sesame. I already have a slot ready for them. And there they do, there they are. They sit nicely in there. I'll let them freeze for a few hours, and then I'll put them in some gallon-sized bags, and they'll be ready to eat, whether it be in the fall or later on this winter. Whenever the case is, we'll have some peaches that are good to eat, and they'll taste just as fresh as when we picked them. So again, just wanted to give you a little update as to how we're doing with the peaches, and again, not letting anything go to waste. I did leave a batch there like you saw, and we'll probably eat those during the week here as a family. And it's funny that as soon as I said I was going to freeze them, some of the kids started saying, well, here, let me have one, because they were afraid we were going to run out. But just that's how it is, right? All right, thank you, and we'll let you know how they tasted after we froze them and after we eat them in wintertime or fall. All right, thank you.